Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am sharing my favorite ink blending color combinations and also these two suspended window or floating window shaker cards. I absolutely love these. I'm kind of sharing my favorite male or more masculine color blend as well as my more feminine color blend. And I would love for you to leave a comment below to let me know which of these two blends is your favorite. Today's cards feature some newer products from the Christina Werner collection from Concord and Ninth. I will be using this Big Day birthday stencil pack, and I will be using kind of the outline version of this. It's a huge stencil pack. It has 7 6x9 stencils, and you can get a lot of cards out of these. Now, of these products that I'm showing you here, the only part that I did not use today was the stamp set. I used the Big Day birthday dies, the Big Day shadow dies, and the birthday shadow dies. And I'll also be using the A2 Oval Basics. Now, this is also available in an A7 version, so you might want to pick up the bundle if a 5x7 card is something you find yourself making often. Now, as I mentioned, I'm only going to be using this stencil here from the stencil pack, but it does have the options available where you can color all of these items individually. So I'm starting out by placing my 9x12 grip mat onto my work surface, and then I have a piece of white cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5 inches. I'm going to be able to get 2 A2 size card fronts out of this, and I'm positioning my stencil over my cardstock. Now, my first ink blend is my more feminine ink blend, and this includes Nectar, Watermelon, and Wildberry. And I'm starting out with the Nectar color, and I'm blending kind of like this draped, if you can imagine a draped banner, so it's a little higher in the center and kind of coming in a curved pattern towards the outer edges. That's because I'm doing this all over blend, and I want the colors to be intense towards the bottom and the upper corners, so we're just kind of blending in this fashion. I'm imagining that eventually I will cut this in half, and so I'm kind of dividing my center line visually for myself and blending accordingly. Now, the second color I'm blending in is the watermelon, and you want these colors to overlap because the overlap is where the magic really happens. And when I say I love these color blends, I love them whether I'm just using ink or if I'm using ink with cardstock. In other words, if I have some Nectar cardstock, it looks amazing to have watermelon ink blended over the top. And if I'm using watermelon cardstock, I love to bring in a little bit of Wildberry. It just really brings some fire to these blends. So you're going to see that I'm coming in with a lighter layer of watermelon towards the bottom just to get some base color down. And then once I have that base color of watermelon laid over, and I'm not going too intense, you can see in the very bottom center, then I'm going to bring in Wildberry, and this is really what ignites this blend. I think it just brings so much intensity and so much beauty, and I am falling in love more and more with this color. Again, I'm allowing these colors to overlap, and I'm not afraid to go back and add more of a particular color if I need it. You'll probably see me or notice me going back and forth between the colors, just kind of really making sure that I have the blend I want and the intensity of each color. You can see that that Wildberry is an intense color, and so I wanted to bring in a little more intensity to the watermelon that's surrounding it. So I'm just bringing in a little more of that color. By the way, for today's cards, I am using Hammermill cardstock. It's a great 100-pound cardstock. It does really well with ink blending and foiling as well. And I'm using some large ink blending brushes from Pinkfresh Studio. These are large, fluffy brushes, and they give you a beautiful blend. So now that I've removed my stencil, I'm going to peel my grip mat away from my paper so that I avoid warping. And look at this blend. It is so beautiful, and that bit of Wildberry brings such intensity and fire. I absolutely love it. Now we need to get ready to do our next blend, and so I'm bringing in a microfiber cloth and a spray bottle that is filled with isopropyl alcohol. I like to use the 91%. I don't think it really makes a difference, but I don't know why I'm picky about that. So I'm going to spray my stencil with the isopropyl alcohol and wipe it down and get all of those pink colored inks off of the surface of my stencil. You can see I'm working on top of another microfiber cloth because that just absorbs some of that alcohol that can get area underneath your stencil. Now, I also want to make sure that my grip mat is clean, and so I'm just taking a baby wipe and wiping over the surface. If your grip mat is dirty or if it's losing its stickiness, you can take it over to the sink and wash it with some mild soap and warm water, and that brings back the stick of your grip mat. So now that we're all cleaned up, it's time for blend number 2. Again, placing my paper in the center of my grip mat. And for this blend, I am using Peacock, Tidepool, and Blueberry. Now, the difference in this is I do not want necessarily my Blueberry and my Peacock to blend together, but I want each of those colors to blend with the Tidepool. So I'm starting out with that same kind of swag or banner shaped kind of blend towards the center with the Tidepool. You can see it's higher in the center and coming down kind of in a drapey banner kind of fashion on these two sides. And I'm adding that Tidepool. My stencil slipped there, but thankfully everything was good. You can spray your stencils with pixie spray or something like that, but honestly, I don't want to clean them. So just make sure that you have your stencil pressed down onto your grip mat. Now in these upper corners where it's kind of fading off to white, this is where I'm going to bring in Blueberry. And when you blend Blueberry and Tidepool together, I think I've done a video on this particular blend before. It is absolutely beautiful. I love these two colors together. And Blueberry is what I would consider a true blue. A true blue is not necessarily my go-to. I absolutely love it mixed with this Tidepool though. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So again, I'm going to bring down a base layer of Tidepool onto the bottom of this cardstock so that as I bring in the Peacock from the bottom, remember I don't want my Blueberry and my Peacock mixing together, that I have a little bit of a blend going on already. So now I'm bringing in the Peacock, which is a gorgeous teal color. I think it mixes really well with the Tidepool. I'm going to make it more intense towards the center and bring it up a little higher in the center, kind of mimicking that pattern that I've already created with my blending. And I am going to just blend these two colors together. Again, allow the colors to overlap because that's where the magic really happens as you get one fade into the other. Now, I like to wipe my stencils before I remove them. It keeps my hands a little bit cleaner. And look at this blend. Absolutely beautiful. And this is what I would consider a more masculine blending color combination. It has your teals and your blues in it. So now we've had a look at my two favorite blending combinations. You can see these finished pieces here, and these inks really do dry back and smooth out beautifully. And because I have these two half sheets of cardstock, I actually can get 4 card fronts out of these two blended pieces. So I'm bringing in my trimmer and I'm trimming these right down the center at 4 1/4 inches so that I have 2 A2 size card fronts that measure 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Once I have these trimmed down, I brought in the A2 Oval Basics set, and I brought in the second to the largest die in the set. And I was looking at it and I felt like it was just maybe a little bit too big. Like it didn't give me enough border around the outside to really create a shaker card easily. So I brought in the next smallest one, and that's the one that I'm going to use for my suspended window or floating window shaker cards. Now for each of these cards that I'm creating today, I need 2 A2 size side folding card bases. So that means I have 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 inches, and I'm scoring and folding them at 4 1/4 inches. Now, in addition to the card bases, I also need 1 card panel that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's the same size as the folded card base. And I'm going to stack that on top and place my A2 Oval Basics die in the center of that and hold it down. So I have the card front or the panel stacked on top of the card base, and I'm positioning my oval in the center because I need a window in the center of both of these pieces of cardstock, or the card base and the card front, and I want to make sure that they're cut in the same place. Before I die cut this, I'm going to make sure that that card base is opened up, and then I'll run this through my die cut machine with both of those layers stacked on top of each other, and now I have a window cut in the exact same place of the card front and the card base. Now this is going to be really important for that floating window shaker design. I used that same oval to die cut some matte gold cardstock because I want this beautiful, delicate little frame. And now it's time to start building our shaker window. So I have 2 pieces of acetate here. They measure 3.5 by 4.5 inches. You can just cut them to the size that you need. And I'm adding some really sticky double-sided tape to the back side of the card front. Then I am placing my acetate over that, and I have that all ready to go. I'm going to add just a little bit of liquid glue to the back side of this gold frame and nestle it into the window on top of that acetate. Now I'm going to repeat this process for the card base. I'm adding some strong double-sided adhesive to the front of that card base and adding the acetate over the top. Then on the inside of this card base, I am gluing one of the white thin frames that's die cut when I die cut the windows on this, and that's just going to kind of disguise any glue that you can see on the back of my gold frame on the front of the card. Now I decided I wanted to trim this card front down just a little bit, and I needed to keep that oval window in the center, so I just trimmed 1/8 of an inch off of each side, and then I flipped it over and added my foam adhesive. I'm making sure that as I add this foam adhesive that the pieces touch each other so that there's no openings in this well where my little shaker bits or my shaker guts can sneak out. And I'm adding some iridescent confetti as well as some iridescent mini stars to the top of the window on the card base. Then I'm going to remove the backer from the foam adhesive on this card front, and I'm going to add liquid glue over the top of all of this foam adhesive. This is just giving me a little bit of wiggle room on that foam adhesive to get this window exactly in place over the window underneath it. Then I'll position that onto the card, and you can see I have that suspended shaker window. It's absolutely beautiful and such a fun, unexpected way to create a shaker card. Now here's that second card base that we created. I'm holding it with the fold line on my right-hand side. So really, I'm attaching this ink blended panel that we created earlier to what would normally be the back side of this card. I'm adding some tape runner adhesive and just positioning the panel right over the top. Now there was a little bit kind of hanging off, so I just used a T-square ruler and a craft knife to trim that off so that I didn't trim through my fold line accidentally. And these cards will come together like a trifold card. So I'm opening up this second card base and I'm adding tape runner adhesive to the inside. Remember, this is kind of a little bit backwards because we're nestling these cards into each other. Once I have that tape runner adhesive on that back panel, I'm going to nestle these card bases into each other with one fold line at the left-hand side and one fold line at the right-hand side, and then I'm going to press them down. And this creates a trifold design so that you have this beautiful ink blended panel in the center behind your shaker window, but then you can open up and add your personal message on the inside. Now I repeated this exact same process with my blue version, and I wanted to mention that if you wanted to create just a window card, you could skip the foam adhesive and the shaker bits in the center and just use one piece of acetate to suspend your gold frame. Now for the sentiments, I have die cut a couple layers of Big Day and Birthday from white cardstock and a layer from matte gold, and I'm stacking those up. And I decided that this card front needed a little bit of something else. I couldn't figure it out. I was really actually struggling with these cards at this point. And I pulled out the Banners and Balloons die and stamp set from Christina Warner, and I stamped a balloon and that string and die cut those out, and then I added a little bit of ink blending to this nectar balloon using some watermelon ink. Look how this just brings it to life. And then that really made me feel like, okay, this card feels complete. Now, because I'm using a vellum shadow layer, I'm adding some Altenew sheet adhesive to the back of this watermelon cardstock and some white cardstock and die cutting the Big Day from that adhesive backed cardstock, as well as the It's Your. Now, this is going to allow me to place this onto the vellum, and you're not going to see the adhesive from the back side. It's going to be like an invisible layer of adhesive because it's all over the back of these die cuts. So now that these are like stickers, I can just adhere them to the vellum shadow layer. And these vellum shadows are die cut using the Big Day shadow die set and the Birthday shadow die set, which are part of that entire bundle. So I placed those adhesive backed die cuts onto the vellum shadow layer. Then I added some liquid glue to the front side of the big day and just added that stacked up greeting over the top. And I wanted to show you the back side of this because you really cannot see that adhesive at all. And this is going to hold it nice and secure. I placed those onto my card front using a little bit of foam adhesive that only touches that outer border of my card front. It doesn't overlap the window or the shaker window, so you won't be able to see it from the inside. And I attached the balloon and sentiment there. And now you can see I have my completed suspended or floating window shaker card with that beautiful blended panel behind it. Now, I repeated the same process for the blue version. I just used the It's Your Birthday instead of It's Your Big Day. And now I have two gorgeous suspended window shaker cards. And I also have two more card front panels that I can create two more birthday cards with. And this is a great way to produce birthday cards with this stencil set where you get kind of this 2-for-1, because we all know that we never have enough birthday cards on hand. I think that balloon on the front side of this card was the perfect finishing touch, and I'm so glad I was able to kind of dig in my older Christina Werner releases and find something that was the perfect finishing touch. Now, as always, I will have links to the featured products used in these projects in the description at YouTube, so if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Or you can head on over to my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. I'll have that linked in the YouTube description below as well. Over there, you're going to find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. I hope you enjoyed this look at my favorite blending color combinations. And don't forget to leave me a comment below and let me know which of these two ink blending color combos is your favorite. I want to say thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope while you were here, you found a little joy, you found a little light, and a little inspiration. If you did, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here so you don't miss any of my paper crafting, card making, and live stream video tutorials. I'm so glad you're here. Let me hear from you in the comments below. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the very end. You know, if you've made it this far, you are one of my favorites. To subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click the button on the left side of the screen. And here's a couple more video tutorials I thought you might enjoy.